for I am the powerfulest!
Twist villains are a literary device that authors use to spice up a story. It's usually used to shock the reader in a crucial point. We've all seen it, a good guy becomes the villain for whatever reason, and so on, blah blah blah. Twist villains have been used for centuries, even in Greek mythology, so it's suffice to say twist villains got its fair share of use over the years, and sometimes it worked like a charm, and sometimes it doesn't at all. So today we're gonna compare twist villains in anime versus twist villains in Disney and see which one is superior. Who's the beta and who's the alpha? That's what we'll find out today. Also note that this video isn't gonna be super informational, it's purely just me expressing my thoughts and feelings in a polite rant, so to speak. When we're talking about twist villains, I gotta say Disney is not that great. Disney has so many twist villains that are completely worthless to the movie. That Italian looking guy in Big Hero 6, Hans in Frozen, Turbo in Wreck-It Ralph, these are all examples of characters that are so badly written they shouldn't have existed in the first place. Disney's attempt in adding twist villains came to fruition when they pretty much tried copying Pixar and their twist villains, except their twist villains actually worked, and I say copy lightly because Disney and Pixar are basically the same company, I think. Some of Pixar's twist villains include Mr. Waternoose, Lotso, and Otto from WALL-E. I admit Otto doesn't even need to be in WALL-E. After all, WALL-E is about the love between two robots and the race to get humanity to save the environment and stuff. A villain isn't needed in the movie, but I guess it works. He's a robot and robots have lives too. Lotso the bear is an even better twist villain in my opinion. Yeah, sure, you can see that he's a bad guy from a mile away, but it's a Prisonscape movie. He's the guard holding the main characters captive. What you expect? The best thing about Lotso is that he showed his true colors only halfway through the movie, giving me and little kids the time to adjust to the developing plot. I point this out because some movies don't understand that concept and ignorantly reveal a twist villain literally 15 minutes before the end of the movie. I'm looking at you, Frozen.
Wanna meet my husband?
Hi, that's dumb. You're dumb.
What? Why?
He's gonna totally steal our kingdom. It's totally obvious. It's my coronation day. Stop trying to steal my spotlight.
Watching Frozen for the first time, it was pretty good. A deteriorating relationship between two sisters, a walking snowman serving as the comedic relief, a man's best friend, except he's a moose, and oh yeah, we also have Hans.
Stop! No, this is not okay! It's time to stop! It's time to stop!
What purpose does Hans serve in the story? It's supposed to be surprising when we find out Hans is a gold digger and is only pretending to like Anna to get the throne or something. But it's so obvious from the beginning that he's bad. You know when I said Lotso was a predictable character? Well, you can predict Hans is bad without even watching the movie at all. I don't know how dumb Disney thinks kids are these days. Sure, they eat Tide Pods and perform mediocre dances for the pleasure of sweaty old men. Okay, never mind, I see their point. No, but seriously, Disney might as well put a sign beside their twist villain saying, hey, this dude is a twist villain. Cause Disney fails in the twist part of creating a twist villain miserably. Yes, Pixar doesn't have the most surprising twist villains either, but at least they serve a purpose in the plot. Lotso was an integral part of the movie. Had he not been there, Toy Story 3 would have felt hollow in a way. After all, Lotso is a character who has psychological problems stemming from being abandoned by his owner. Hans, on the other hand, no. You can replace him with any other bad support character who also happens to be a prince and it'll have the same effect. Disney clearly has an obsession with twist villains and I really don't know why, but if I were to give them a rating as a whole, I'd give them a 4 out of 10. A failing score, yes, but they sometimes work in a very small and unimportant way, like Hans, but something is better than nothing, right?
He knows, I'm that bitch that he knows. Like how your wife in these thoughts, you don't get wins for that. I'm having another good year, we don't get blimps for that. Cause the gang still cold, we don't get minks for that. When I'm popping them.
Also mind that when I say anime, I mean well-known anime, not some random anime no one knows about, because obviously there's thousands of anime compared to a limited amount of Disney movies. It wouldn't be fair.
Surely, before learning about the existence of demons, I was traveling with a Russian professor of folklore studies, Professor Fekula.
And by ancient people, you mean demons?
Correct. And as Professor Fekula studied these demons, the ancient people of Earth, he began to change. His appearance, behavior, and even his personality. Come a demon.
なんだよ。どういうこと?
To cut to the chase, The demons that we're battling are, in fact, humans.
Alright, when it comes to anime, the first twist villain that came to mind straight away is Ryo from Devilman Crybaby. And right off the bat, he is a million times better than anything Disney made. For the plebs that don't know what Devilman Crybaby is, well, let me tell you. The story follows Akira, a dude living in a world where demons possess humans, and these demons are strong and all-powerful. They have special powers, basically. So this means if an individual's will is strong enough, he can overcome the demon and make its power their own. So basically, Akira has a best friend named Ryo. I don't want to spoil the entire anime, even though I just kinda did. But watch the series or take my word for it. All in all, Ryo is a really good twist villain. Maybe it's the fact that Ryo's character is very rambunctious yet sadistic and convincing. His carefree attitude is almost like a guise for his evil tendencies. Evil tendencies being his psychopathic desires, among other things. But alas, with good twist villains also comes the crap ones. And only one distinct character comes to mind. Ken Kaneki, or at least the anime version of him.
あんた、童貞？
Tokyo Ghoul is about Kaneki, a boy who one day becomes a half-ghoul after a date with a girl with really unnatural hair color. He realizes ghouls aren't bad people like humans think they are, so he sets out to mend the relationship between ghouls and humans. He's not very successful. Then after shit happens like they always do, Kaneki becomes a criminal and joins Aogiri Tree, a criminal group with a very threatening name. He goes from a good guy to boom, surprise villain. Then he becomes a good guy again after he realizes he misses his old life, which mainly consisted of drinking coffee. This is so shit. What makes Kaneki such a terrible twist villain isn't the fact that he kept switching from good guy to villain. It's the fact that when we see Kaneki for the first time, he's this nervous kid that likes books, wears glasses, then boom, after a bad date and fighting a bunch of bad people, he decides he wants to be a villain cause now he looks like Eminem. Let me ask you, how does that make any sense? There surely has to be a motive for wanting to burn down society, which for Kaneki there wasn't and there won't be. And I know I missed many things. After all, I am writing a script off the cuff, but there is no two ways looking at it. Kaneki isn't that great a villain, or a protagonist at all. He lacks the right motivation for him to become evil, yet he does so anyway. Then a season or two later, he becomes a teacher for half-ghouls just like him, where, surprise surprise, his nerdy tendencies all come flooding back. His character himself doesn't make sense, and I'd go as far as to say that any twist villains Disney makes won't be as bad as Kaneki. I may regret saying that, but don't add me. If I were to give anime twist villains a rating as a whole, I'd give them a 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, it was kind of rigged from the start. There's thousands of anime compared to a very handful amount of Disney movies, but even though that's the case, anime still manages to not do twist villains justice either. So yeah, subscribe and bye.